Hey y'all, this is Southern Woods here. Welcome back to another Ages of Conflict War simulation. We are in the Roaring 20s in our own timeline. The map is pretty much complete. Alright, California, I've now correctly established about 70 years late. The Dominican Republic is formed down here in the Caribbean, and aside from my own artistic flaws, the map's complete. We're pretty much almost done. I'm going to do one more episode in this series after this, and this series of going through North American timeline and having a civil war every 10 years will be complete. So place your bets in the Roaring 20s, which state or territory or nation or tribe, there's still a few tribes, is going to win. Let's go. We got our first battles going on. Louisiana and Texas. Kentucky's going to be the first to fall to North Carolina. And then Mexico sliding up the Mississippi and taking out Louisiana. Now they're going up the Mississippi and they're going to take out Tennessee. Although Indiana and North Carolina is going to get a lot of that. Maryland and Michigan are the next to fall. Quickly, Arkansas and South Carolina follow suit. Up here, Vermont was conquered by Ontario as the territory slides into the U.S. The greater U.S. and greater Canada are no more. They've been filled in by all their states and territories. Alabama and North Carolina teaming up against my home state of Georgia as they take over Savannah and the state. The Seminoles fell to Florida because the Seminoles have shrunken, and Nova Scotia fell to Maine. New Brunswick's going to fall to New Hampshire. So now these northeastern states putting in that work. We have Missouri flooding up into Wisconsin. A lot of border gore in this area. Wisconsin's going to fall. Puerto Rico is the first nation down here to fall. They fell to the Dominican Republic, who just island hop now. The Cherokee were conquered by Oklahoma, and then Ohio taken out by North Carolina, which has expanded quite quickly. Ontario taking out New Hampshire. Now we have Alberta and Saskatchewan going at it. Minnesota and Manitoba. Quebec is going to fall to Ontario. That's going to be great for them and St. Pierre. We already have less than 50 left. This is the Roaring 20s, right? Cars are just coming out. The assembly line has been built. We just had California fall to Mexico, and Iowa fall to Missouri, Massachusetts fall to Maine, and Kansas fall to Nebraska. Indiana has hopped across one of the Great Lakes and taken away all of Missouri's gained land. The Republic of Texas is expanding. I don't know why I have it as Republic of Texas still. See, that's why we need to have one more episode. Texas is one of our states by now. Way by now. I'm lacking on that. Idaho, Missouri, and Illinois have all fallen as well. Big gory battle lines right here between Oregon and Washington. Ontario has landed in St. Pierre's main island. Mississippi fell to Texas. And then St. Pierre has fallen as well. We have Florida with a naval invasion of Mexico. They have just landed in Cancun just about. South Dakota fell to Nebraska. Montana flooding down south, and with the help of the Navajo tribe, they're going to eat up a lot of Nevada territory. Pennsylvania fell to Ontario. Now they're getting into the heartland of the U.S. a little bit. Connecticut going to fall to New York. Connecticut didn't do much except survive in this simulation. Utah, they've been struggling all game, and it looks like they're finally going to be taken out by Colorado. Texas, they've entered the Florida Panhandle. They're taking the territory they seized from Mexico. Colorado just took out Wyoming, so they got a couple dubs to their name right now. Florida has fallen. Cuba is going to get Miami. Texas is going to get the rest pretty much. Washington flooding in. They're going to take out Montana. New Jersey just fell. Alabama struggling to hold off Texas. Alberta and Saskatchewan have been going at it all game. It's been very back and forth, but right now Alberta has the advantage. Very swiftly, Oregon took out Nevada, leaving us with 30 left. Let's check out the alliance map. I don't have alliances turned on. It's every man for himself in this simulation. So let's check out the statistics. Ontario is the largest, followed by Texas, the Northwest Territories, which is just out of view, and Washington State. Talking about economy, Texas is the richest, followed by Indiana, Northwest Territories, North Carolina, and surprisingly, the Navajo. Who is going to take the dub with 30 left? Place your bets. If you've liked this simulation so far, hit me with a like button. That helps the channel, helps put me on the algorithm. Manitoba having to change capitals. Alabama still defending themselves against Texas. Manitoba just has fallen, as well as Alberta. So Saskatchewan's going to benefit from that. Although North Dakota's the one grabbing all the land, flooding in. They're going to take out Saskatchewan. And during that siege, Minnesota fell as well to Indiana, leaving us with 25 left as Oklahoma falls to Colorado. New Mexico hasn't changed much at all. They're one of the only ones who hasn't really moved. Colorado with a big push into Texas territory. Texas going to repel them back. They're also battling against Arizona and North Carolina right here in the Barrier Islands. Island hopping the coast. Now we have Arizona pushing against Texas quite heavily. New Mexico's going to fall to Arizona. The Navajo have gotten large. The Sioux have been conquered though, so the Navajo are the only tribe left here in this simulation. Colorado, big offensive push into Nebraska. But Nebraska, good defensive line. Now we have British Columbia and North Dakota both going against Washington. Mexico, they're cut in half. They've had a retreat, but they're able to take out the Navajo. If you want to see more of these simulations, hit me with that subscribe button. Join the Southern Woods community. Especially if you're from one of these last 20 territories, states, and nations. It's been very quiet in the Caribbean as of late. Northwest Territories finally making a southern push. The Ice Warriors have gained up enough economy and warriors to push deep into North Dakota. Texas has fallen to Colorado. That is huge. And it looks like we're going to have Washington fall to British Columbia, also pushing south. Virginia cut in half, regrouping around the Great Lakes and pushing Ontario back into Canada. Oregon doing the same thing with British Columbia. Mexico's southern half looks like they're going to be taken out almost completely. Mexico's been split up for a while, but still holding on. We finally have some battles going on in the Caribbean. The British Columbia has been taken out by Oregon. North Carolina trying to push into former Florida. Mexico and Colorado have been taken out. Both big players this round have been destroyed. Dominican Republic taken out by Cuba, leaving only Haiti left. Haiti just now taken out though. Alabama has been suffocated by Cuba. Cuba, I didn't even realize how much they took so quickly. What a power move. Leaving us with our top 10. Cuba, Arizona, Oregon, Nebraska, Northwest Territories, Virginia, Maine, Indiana, North Carolina, and Delaware. That's our top 10 in the Roaring Twenties simulation. Although now it is a whole different century. If you want to help out the channel more, if you want to see bonus exclusive content, I suggest joining the membership program and joining the Southern Woods family, a step above. Link in the description. There's some cool stuff that only you would get to see. We have Delaware going to take out Virginia as they ran out of economy. Indiana, who did so good this simulation, one of their best, has been taken out. And then all of a sudden, Cuba has shrunken up. So some heavy hitters, their economies have collapsed. Delaware has collapsed, leaving us with 6. Nebraska shrinking as Arizona makes a huge push. North Carolina having to defend all sides currently right now. Nebraska is no longer leaving us with our top 5. Maine, North Carolina, Northwest Territories, Oregon, and Arizona. Shout out to all those places, but Maine couldn't make the Final Four. North Carolina, they've exhausted all their resources. They are shrinking rapidly to Arizona, but peace out momentarily because Arizona has now collapsed. They expanded too much too quickly, giving the rise of Oregon in the Northwest Territories. But North Carolina, this time, the dagger has hit vital organs, and they have dropped. Arizona is next to follow, leaving us with an Oregon versus Northwest Territories battle. I think I've spelled Oregon wrong this whole simulation since I formed the state. That's okay. It could have been worse. I could have said oregano. Can Northwest Territories make a defensive push, or will it be Oregon's game in the Roaring 20 simulation? Second to last episode of this series. Northwest Territories gonna fall mid-sip of my Arizona tea. It's a shame Arizona didn't win to represent there, but congratulations, Oregon. You have won your first dub, I believe, in this series. Could you get back-to-back to end out the series next episode? Let's find out next time. Thank you all to everyone who made it through the video. Again, consider liking and subscribing and joining the membership program, the Southern Woods family. I will see y'all in the next one. Also, place any ideas you have in the comments below. I'm going to need some suggestions as this series wraps up. Southern Woods out.